Rob Tebbutt for Boxing News, delighted to be joined by the new English super welterweight champion, Lee Cutler. We're here at McGuigan's gym, a very chilly McGuigan's gym in January. How are you, Lee? Happy New Year.
Very good, thank you. How are you? Happy New Year to you.
I'm very good, thank you as well. We just put off in the background there by WBO cruiserweight champion Chris Billam-Smith. Terrible behaviour from him, who's also a friend of yours. You think he'd be trying to help you out, Lee?
Yeah, he doesn't help me out at all. Look at him on his phone now, you know. Probably trying to record me or get some sort of thing on me because I've got too much videos of him that's going up on his birthday anyway. Over the time of living with him over the last couple of months, so yeah.
How was your Christmas, Lee? Of course, you had a pretty big win just a couple of weeks beforehand down in sunny old Bournemouth, although it wasn't too sunny around December, but you must have had yourself a nice Christmas with your first professional belt around your waist.
Yeah, it was good. I think before Christmas, I just was so flat out with being up here, then going back home at the weekends, back up here. You're just at 100 miles an hour, and when you are back at home, everyone wants to see you, so you're just rushing about. It was like my first time I'd like sat still for a little bit, and it was just a bit, it was weird. I couldn't wait to get back to work, to be honest, and I come up last Wednesday, and now back into the swing of things, and looking forward to what the year has in store for us.
You mentioned kind of how things changed and the travelling and the going the back and forth and stuff. Just expand on that a little bit. Obviously, your first fight in the gym, I think you had about 8 weeks or so until the fight. Talk to us a little bit about that and how you feel it improved you and the challenges, I suppose, because obviously change is great, but it is difficult.
Yeah, I've never lived away from home, never been away from home. I love Bournemouth, I love the South Coast. It's a nice place to live. I never thought I'd want to be away. But things happen in life, and I'm on this path now of trying to better myself and become the best boxer I can, and the next step was to make the move up here, and that's what I've done now, and I think it's benefiting me, and the more fights I have under the McGuigan's stable and Josh Pritchard, you're going to see a better version of Lee Cutler every time I'm out.
You mentioned making the move up here, of course, Chris Billam-Smith from your neck of the woods, or you're from his neck of the woods at the minute, because you know he's world champion, but anyway. Moving back up here and living with him, as I understand it, and it's something that he did mention before Christmas, he was quite the taskmaster for you, keeping you on your P's and Q's, I heard.
Yeah, that's it. I've had the best time, to be honest. We're both on the same mission. Obviously, he's miles ahead of me, world champion now, but it's just fun being around somebody that's on with the same ambitions and same goals as you, which being down south, I've never had that. I've always been on my own, like sort of going to the gym on my own, training on my own, back home, just everything's just by myself because there was no one else sort of around me that's on the same goal apart from going to the gym and seeing my coach at home. So it's nice to be here, be around Chris. He's been there, done it. So yeah, it's just learning from him, and it's been great fun.
Has he got you on the mouth tape yet?
Not quite. He's mentioned it a few times, but he's mentioned it a few times. He also has cold baths in the morning, which I'm not on yet, but it's probably coming before he starts slagging me off. Yeah, you don't want it enough. You don't want it enough. That's probably. Yeah, that's coming, I know.
What other bits of information can you give us about working or living with Chris Billam-Smith? What sort of things have you picked up from him? What sort of things has he been hard on you about and making sure that you are focusing and you are doing the things that you should be doing?
I don't know really, I've just been learning, just picking up little things he does. He hasn't really been putting the pressure on in that sense. It's just learning, making sure my nutrition is on point at all times, even though he did find a few wrappers in my bag at one stage, a few Skittles, but yeah, that wasn't in camp, that was when I was back home at the weekend. Yeah. But yeah, it's just been good fun just learning and on this mission together.
Talk to me about the fight before Christmas against Kingsley Egbunike, of course, went your way. First win under Josh Pritchard here at McGuigan's gym. What did you make of your performance now you've had a little bit of time to look back on it?
I actually haven't watched it back, to be honest. But I felt pretty comfortable in there. It's probably why I was taking too many shots at times and stuff. I was a bit deflated afterwards because I really wanted to get the stoppage. What they've been working on here in the gym is just getting my gears. I'm normally quite one-paced, and I'm starting to show my gears now in my sparring and stuff, and I just needed to do it a little bit more in that fight to get the stoppage, but I think give me 6 more months in the gym, I would have got them out there a lot earlier. I believe they were about to throw the towel in the 10th round we did here from their corner, but they didn't. It went to points, and yeah, I made it quite entertaining when I didn't have to, but I think as well I just didn't respect his power, and I was sort of just catching too many shots, which is annoying because I got a cut in the last round. I would have been out quite early this year, but now we have to sort of take a little bit of time to let the cut heal, and then get out. We want big fights now. I want to push on. I don't want to stay on the English title for too long. I want to get to that British title level, British and European level, pretty soon. I'm 28 now. I'm not getting any younger, so I really need to push on.
Mentioned kind of being here for the next 6 months and the improvements that you'll make. You've just got Adam Azim walking past there. You've obviously mentioned Chris Billam-Smith, world champion. You've got Caroline Dubois in the gym, Craig Richards. Like, you're surrounded by established names, but also it's kind of varying different levels. You've got some other prospects as well. What's that like for you coming into something like that? With respect to you know, South Coast boxing, it is a different level when you come to a gym like this. Is that daunting? Is it exciting? Is it a mixture of both? How did you feel?
It's exciting. It's incredible just to come in, like, get on with everyone. I believe everyone likes me in the gym, and hope I add a little bit to the gym. It's just great to come in, like you said, down south. I'm on my own. You don't get that. The only time I'd ever get that is when I go travel for sparring, and you go into the gym and you start seeing people. But now I feel I'm part of a team, even though boxing's a lonely sport. But when you're in the gym together, you're all on the same goal. It's great. All you can do is learn and benefit yourself, you know. I need to get to that British European level to feel worthy of being in the gym yet, but it's going to come, I know it.
And of course, working with Josh Pritchard, who's a long-time second to Shane McGuigan, now of course has you as head trainer. What's it like working with Josh? Obviously kind of predominantly, apart from the one interview he gives me every 18 months or so, sort of remains in the shadows. What's it like working with him?
Yeah, it's a eye-opener. Their work ethic is second to none in this gym. That's the biggest thing I get from it. Like, when Shane comes in, he's on the pads for like 4 hours straight, no breaks, you know, just with all his fighters, and same with Josh, wrapping the hands, and just everyone's on the same goal. Everyone just fits in line nicely. It's like a tight-knitted community sort of thing. It's full of elite level athletes, and it's just great to be part of that.
Of course, boxing being boxing, no sooner are you out of the ring after you've had a win that people are talking about what's happening next and what's going to come next for you. I saw you and Joe Laws exchanging pleasantries over the festive period. Is that the fight that you're looking for? Is that the fight that you want next?
That's what's been mentioned as a defence of the English title. Like I said, I don't want to stay around the English title for too long. Joe Laws has just come off a great win. With literally no camp. I think he had like 10 days notice. It was a little bit heavier than super welter, but Joe Law should be a super welter because he's small, he's a midget. We've got history as well in the amateurs. He was the English champion as the amateur at the time, and I boxed him for the English title. He beat me on points in his backyard. So it just makes sense. He's got a big profile at this level, so it's just going to benefit me at the end of the day when I punch his head in, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the fight next for me. Don't know when that's going to be. We just got to check my eye and all that's healed properly, which is healing nicely at the minute. But yeah, just can't wait to get in full swing of camp and get a date and punch his head in.
I was going to ask how that fight goes, but if you've just mentioned several times you're going to punch his head in, so I think that probably speaks volumes and tells us enough. Okay, well, Lee Cutler, always a pleasure to catch up with you. Congratulations on your first win as part of McGuigan's gym and becoming English champion. I wish you all the best in 2024 and beyond, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you very much.